Welcome, everybody. If you ask me, I think it's been far too long since Rolling Deep has come to you guys live. So today, in our new studio, which you can see is walls, and another basement. Wow.
Microphones.
I'm Wes, I'm the DM today, and with me on our 1v1 journey, I have one of our DMs here on the channel, Cole. How are you feeling?
What's up? It feels good. It's been too long. We've been busy, but now we're getting back into the video, so let's run it up.
Exactly. If you guys are interested, maybe we'll talk about personal stuff later. But other than that, we are fine. Please go ahead and tell us your input on the story as we go along. We want to read your comments and we want to hear your input. And I'm sure Cole wants to hear your ideas. It's hard coming up with creative plays. But anyways, should we get started?
We should get started.
We should get started. All right, awesome. Hold on, I want to roll a couple, get it out.
Get it out, man.
Just kidding. I'm rolling hot. Let's stay afloat.
I rolled a 4, and then I rolled a 14.
All right.
We're right in the middle.
Okay. Your heart is beating in your chest. You hear the thuds close to your right as footsteps follow you. You are rushing, chasing a pinhole of light that is growing a little bit wider and wider as you reach the top. You are ascending on this rocky, gravelly path. Please roll me a quick dexterity check to see if you fall.
17 plus whatever. I'm good.
Seeing the big rock in front of you, you nimbly jump over the top while your partner swerves to the side, masked by the shadows of the dark cave behind. Roll me a quick perception check.
6.
With a 6, you're unable to hear anything except for bare kind of rubbing behind you. You can maybe think that there is noise coming from behind you, but you are too scared to notice. As you guys...
Is my heartbeat just going through my ears?
Exactly.
Boom, boom, boom.
It's got a sick bass line.
It's such a good help, man.
You rush. As you are approaching the outside of the cave, you jump up and throw yourself out for fresh air, sending yourself roughly 5-10 feet rolling across the slightly grassy, rocky entrance. You look behind you and you see your half-orc partner, Marcus, kind of appear out of it with the same sort of ferocity that you did, kind of seeing, taking your lead. He's going to also tuck and roll to the side. You guys kind of scramble up and rush to go hide behind several boulders that are nicely placed in front of the entrance of this cave. You push your back to the cold stone wall rock, and now you are now looking at the direction of which you had came earlier that day when you had originally left on your quest.
Sweet. It feels good. The stone's all cold, and I'm working up or sweating up a storm.
You're sweaty. You quickly look. Actually, roll me an insight for yourself.
I should have done this before, but you know, like 14's a plus what and con's a plus this and that.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know them off the top?
Yes.
What's 14 and 13? Plus 2?
Yes.
11's plus 1?
Yes.
And then 8 is minus 1.
Actually, 10 to 11 is 0. 12 to 13 is 2. 14 to 15 is 3.
Okay.
So please, roll me an insight as you look at the lacerations that have left marks on your arm.
Insight is wisdom?
Yes.
7.
A 7.
You said something's on my arm?
It's lacerated and you are bleeding out. You clutch your arm and you hold it close to your chest as you breathe, trying to catch your breath faintly. You can hear footsteps and the sort of rattling approaching from the entrance of which you guys came. As you kind of hold your breath, you feel weak. You are at a quarter of your health that you would normally have. You have sustained injuries in battle. And now you and Marcus are on adjacent but parallel or perpendicular rocks. What would you like to do?
Could I try to wrap up my cut?
Yes.
With some cloth?
Yes.
Sweet. What do you want to roll for that?
I am a little... Roll me just a wisdom for now.
Wisdom. Oh my god, I'm rolling pretty bad. A 9. I'm going to switch my D20.
You reach into your bag and try to find one of the bandages that you have, and as you get the roll out and you start to unwind, Marcus looks at you and says, "There's no time! We need to go!"
So you lead the way then.
"Oh, come on!" He goes and grabs you by your hurt arm and pulls and yanks and kind of forces you to run down the path. You turn behind as the noise grows louder, and you see 3 of these hound dog skeletons lurch out.
Skelly dogs? Oh,
Got some skelly dogs, baby! Within, you can hear the howling of their souls trapped within their ribs as it bounces back and forth, ever trapped by the necrotic aura that surrounds them. You look in your left hand and you see this stick. I can't believe this is what you got in so much trouble for.
I'm going to wave and say, is this what you guys want, boy? Because it's dogs, right? Mm-hmm. Say, who's a good boy?
Marcus says, "What are you doing? We need to bring the staff back to Erlon."
See, I was scared. I forgot about that. You're right.
Come on!
And I'm going to keep booking it.
And he rushes slightly ahead of you, but then you easily catch up to him because you're a little bit faster.
Sweet.
And these dogs...
And I'm going to try to slip back the stick wherever I had it, unless I was holding it.
Okay, so not the front one, but one of the dogs behind him, as he's taking a leap, some of the necrotic energy holding his bones together dissipates in a perfect position to cause him to snap and roll. You lose one of the dogs, and another one is unable to bring the courage to actually leave the rest of the cave, so you only have one of these mutant dogs sort of chasing you.
Oh. While we're running, I'm saying... We're running, right?
Yes,
okay.
You are running.
Marcus, how far are we?
He says, "At least 5 miles!"
What's that in kilometers? Marcus, I need to know now.
He's like, like 12 football fields.
Oh, okay, thank you. They didn't. I went to a different school, man. Sweet. Okay.
You guys lose the last pursuing dog.
Really? Slow dog, man. Wow.
No, the dog was fast. It's just as they leave the cave, the distance from the cave sort of rescinds their energy and their will to live.
Sweet.
Woo! We're 7 minutes in and we have 0 viewers. Life is good, baby.
Hopefully they like it.
Hopefully you guys do.
I could send it to a group chat if you want.
Yeah, if you want, we're playing.
Sweet. Just continue on. I'll be quick with it.
You guys continue on the path. After a mile or so, you guys slow down, realizing you were no longer being pursued. At this point, the sun in the sky is slowly sinking, and you have that perfect orange wafer that's just glowing as it sets along the treetops. You guys...
Sun setting or rising?
Setting.
Setting. Oh, so it was daytime.
It was daytime when you were in the cave. That's when you left on your quest for Elrond.
Okay.
You guys continue on and sort of chit-chat about your day. Marcus kind of looks at you and he says, "So, I know I've been with you for a couple jobs now, but what's up with that cape you have?"
Oh, it's just style, honestly.
Style?
I've never told you about my bullfighting days, have I?
No. You've been very secretive and only told me about your art projects.
Oh, I forget about that. I just get passionate about the art. It's not that I'm super secretive. The art's what I'm doing now. Mm-hmm. The bullfighting's a thing of the past. I was the best in the land. People would come from all across the world to see me. I went under a different moniker by then versus my name now, Atticus, which is what you know me by.
Yes. Wait, you had a different name?
It was a stage name.
What was it?
Toro.
Toro?
Toro the bullfighter.
Toro, Marcus says as he makes fun of your oddly sounding name.
I thought it was really cool, okay? Screw you, everyone loved it.
I'm sure everyone loved it as he goes to try to grab your cape and wave it like, Toro!
I was a bullfighter for many, many years, and it just got to the point where it wasn't what I wanted to do anymore. Am I still the best? Of course, but now I'm on a new path in life.
All right, well, I'm happy that you and I are just doing these mercenary gigs to supply your starving artist fantasies, boss.
Happy is one word for this.
And you guys continue on your way. When you reach the outskirts of towns, your paths sort of branch off, but you guys know which direction you guys are going because you are returning said staff to Eldron. Or Elron. You follow the stone path that's been laid out previous generations before. You can tell it's been walked on, very haphazardly repaired. It's a very gross and overgrown sort of road. And as you take this sort of branching path, you notice the overgrowth is much sharper and grayer and just overall not as inviting as the path to the normal high elf town that you have been staying in recently.
Okay. So wait, we stay somewhere else. We're going to this town where Eldron is?
Yes, you are now on the outskirts of the town, and you are approaching Eldron's tower as there, as... Actually, please roll me a perception check as you approach the tower.
6.
No.
I'm not a perceptive guy. I'm just like looking at the stuff surrounding me, and I'm like, how could I use this as art supplies? Kind of like DIY, you know?
Oh, you got a DIY eye.
Yeah, I do.
That's amazing. So as you're kind of looking at the moss growing on the outside of the tower, thinking that would make a really great green paste, you fail to notice the sort of boarded up windows above and the bricks themselves that are just dislodged and the overall disarray of this tower, this outlook tower. You go up and you knock on the boarded door. Dum, dum, dum. I guess I should have let you make that action, but
I'm going to walk up and hit the boarded door and go, dun, dun, dun. Actually, I'm going to do like an elegant knock. I'm going to, 2.
just 2 knocks.
They're like medium sound. Maybe you couldn't even hear it.
That's what I was rolling for.
Really?
Yeah.
Sweet.
You wait a minute, or not a minute. You wait about 5 or 6 seconds, and you don't hear a response. Marcus looks at you and says, "Eldron's an old man. You're gonna have to bang."
Trust me, I know how to bang. And I was going to give it like 4 good. That's not knocks, but you know.
As you go to bang hardly, the door opens and swings inward, and your fist goes and barely misses an elderly-looking high elf. His skin is, I guess I'll just tell you, his skin is very pale, like almost this sheet or this wall sort of white. His hair just as white with a sheen of silver. He has a very, very thin amount of wispy white hair and wrinkles deeper than the cracks of the Grand Canyon.
Hello, Eldron.
He says, you, sir. I'm so happy to be seeing you again.
I bet you're happy to see this too. And I'm going to like pull out the stick or make it the centerpiece now.
Yeah, his eyes light up brighter than the sunset that you had seen before. He says, you found it.
Yeah, and it wasn't easy.
The family's artifact.
It was an artifact? No, I'm kidding.
He says, I know I've been vague about the purpose of these possessions that you have gathered for me. This staff handle, as well as the golden thread from the previous day.
Yeah, you kind of got to let me know about how dangerous these things are, man. Angry dogs attacking me. I wasn't really prepared. I kind of got bit up. It wasn't pleasant.
For your troubles, sir, don't think I would forget. He reaches down to his little, he has like an ankle pouch. He reaches down with his long, lanky arms, hands you a sack, and he says, this will suffice for this task. You open it up, you think, that's like 250 gold pieces.
Holy shit. Yeah. I'm going to toss it up and then kind of whip my robe or my thing around it, and it's just going to be gone. It's in my possession. I don't know what I did. Some slick maneuver with my hands, yeah.
No. He says, you're as good with your hands as I am with my finances.
Interesting.
He says, tell me, I did not trust you before, but what is your name?
You didn't trust me enough to know my name.
I send a lot of people on a lot of tasks, and I never get anyone.
That's fair. I'm Atticus Rugraw, but you might know me better as Toro, the bullfighter.
Toro the bullfighter does not ring any bells, but Atticus Regral strikes a celestial chord.
I'm gonna say, what a fucking hermit. Like, under my breath. Like, I'm kind of getting pissed now. Like, did these guys really not know me? Maybe not in this country, but in, like, the island over, the place over, bullfighting was fucking huge, dude.
Ah, in my youth I participated in such joyous and rompous activities, but now I stay to my study and just interact with passers-by. He says, "You look tired."
Yeah, I've been up all night looking for a stick.
I would not feel good about myself allowing such good help and company to pay for accommodations. Please, stay the night in my tower, and if you will, I have another work proposition for you that we can discuss tomorrow.
I appreciate it. Let's hit that in the morning.
Thank you. Would you like a spot of tea?
What kind?
And he
Do you
goes.
have chamomile?
He goes to his pantry and he kind of whips
Shovels
up.
through.
He shovels through, and you see that he kind of like pulls out a nice little basket, and he kind of sets down some very dry, exotic-looking herbs, and he says, "No chamomile. However, I prefer my tea to be dried. It has a very, well, not dried. To be most tea
man.
is dry.
Yeah.
To be dry from my home country."
Oh, your home country didn't know about bullfighting either?
No.
I'm gonna,
Do you punch the bull? As he starts using a spell to heat up a kettle.
like, as he's doing that, I'm picking the tea that I, or kind of like going across, sniffing them, checking it out. And I'm just gonna let out the biggest bellowing laugh, like, oh my, bull, like, fight, oh my. I'm
Yes.
like, no, dude. And I'm gonna, just show, like, the cape and be like, it's where you evade the fight more so. It's a lot of footwork.
Roll me a persuasion check.
No, I'm not lying.
Or not a persuasion, just a charisma check.
That sucked, dude. A 10.
A 10?
Yeah.
That's fine. He looks slightly mystified by the waving of your cape before looking back into your eyes, and he says, "So you were a liar. You do not fight the bulls. You merely dodge.
I come out alive. That's what matters.
Do the bulls not?"
They do as well. It's a mutual respect, I suppose. I haven't really been asked this. I'm kind of like puzzled. I'm like, dude, everyone just like accepts bullfighting. This guy's like, what the fuck?
This is new to him. You're
Yeah, no,
talking
I
to an old
understand
guy.
Yeah, no, it's they rile up the bulls and it tries to charge me, and I maneuver my way out of it, but then I also maneuver the bull so it does its own thing.
That reminds me of when I was younger and I was charged with my fellow priest I was charged by a fellow... my group of priests and I were charged by charging hipposauruses.
You maneuvered your way out. This is from one bullfighter to another.
No, we stood our ground and slaughtered the pack.
Well, it's easy when you do it like that. This guy's just fucking shooting my ship down. Did I tell you that I fought the bulls with no sword? I pull out my weapon, I say, see this? And can I try to like bounce it on my finger?
Yeah, roll me a dex.
Okay. I'm gonna
Well, that's a dexterous move, right?
100%. I mean, it's not strength.
Or sleight of hand, whichever one's higher. Whichever one's higher, I don't care. You gotta,
Four.
You say, watch this. Roll a d6.
God damn it. I'm gonna say I don't fight with the sword like this. I got a 2.
Okay. I don't fight like a sword like this. I fight like a sword like this. And as you go to balance your scimitar on your finger, you gently let go.
Does my arm just give out because it's weak?
Oh, the one that was bloody?
Yeah.
No, this one is going to, you're going to say, gently, gently. And then Marcus is going to drop his teacup. And the startling noise of it all causes you to quickly judder, and your sword goes and slices into your finger, down to your bone, and you take 3 points of damage.
I'm going to say, Marcus, how the hell do you drop a cup?
How do you make yourself bleed so often?
You got...
He looks at you, and you are a mess. Your clothes are soiled, bloodied, and ripped in places. You are feeling not great overall.
Yeah, my red, like, cloth piece that I have is, like, super bloody. You can't tell, though, because it's red, but I am a bloody mess.
Like, in the front, it's not too bad, but your back is just...
Yeah, no, it's disgusting. So, well, you can imagine how fighting without a weapon would be against a bull.
I fight without weapons consistently.
Without magic or weapons. Don't try to use a loophole.
Magic is not a loophole. It's just using nature's currents within themselves, creating their own loopholes.
Is the tea ready?
He serves you a cup of tea, and you quickly peer into it. Roll me a perception check.
Yeah, because that's fucking went well today. An 8.
An 8?
Dude, I'm rolling. I rolled a 14 and a 12 for the first ones to get ready, and now it's just been straight poo-poo caca.
This tea looks very inviting to Atticus as he lifts up the cup of the very dark and consistently swirling liquid, even though it hadn't been stirred in quite some time. Without noticing, he gulps it back, and as he puts the cup up to his lips, he hears a growing noise that he only assumes is Marcus burning his tongue on his own hot tea.
I'm just gonna look at him and kind of... Like, you never drank tea before, dude?
Marcus, however, is looking at this very carefully before setting it back down and says, I think I'll pass, thank you. You, on the other hand, have already drinking a gulp. What do you do?
You're like, ah, shit. That really filled me up. Got a small stomach.
It is soothing. It feels like good, like a normal black tea to you.
Can I examine it again then? I'll set it down, but then I'm gonna like peer into it.
Mm-hmm. Atticus, as you set it down and you peer into it, roll me an insight check with. Oh, I won't make you do disadvantage. Just roll me an insight check. As you set it down, Eldron looks at you and says, "It is getting a bit late for my old soul." You look down and you see that it's still spinning. Maybe like a bubble or two is formed on top, but that's about it.
Dude, I just don't know what's around me, man. Unless it's like charging at me, I'm just like...
You're just too involved in your art. You're planning on all the projects you're going to fulfill with this money.
That's
and especially the possibility of another job, and he's already proven that he has paid you very handsomely.
Well, maybe the cup, I'm like, ooh, I could do an art project. You know, you know the people on like YouTube and TikTok that have the big like art or easel, and they put a paint bucket with a hole in it, and they just throw it and it spins.
Oh.
Maybe I'm like getting inspiration from that, from the tea spinning. So instead of like, oh, this could be spooky, I'm like, art.
Hold on, I need to do something. Eldron notices you staring at the tea, but he knows you don't know anything. He knows that there's not a thought going on in your head. He's like, oh, wait, maybe this guy is a little stupid. But then he kind of goes...
Not even stupid, though. My country, we just don't have magic, man. We save it for, like, the couple wizards that are there, and they're more secluded. We're just a big...
You're some normies.
Population, yeah.
You're muggles. Straight up muggles.
Yeah. I'm like, yeah, I know magic, but I only know the magic I know. I don't know that there's other stuff.
You say that out loud, and he says, that's very close-minded of you.
Just lack of exposure.
Well, hopefully we can expose you to a little bit more in the coming days.
Have you ever done art with magic?
Art? Art was outlawed several generations ago. It was causing too much expression of joy and passion within our realm.
Has it been done before, though? Could you potentially do that, oh wizard sir?
He says, I have no idea.
Maybe on the next mission you could look into that a little bit for me for when I get back.
Art, you said.
Expressing yourself with colors and shapes and whatnot.
I'm going to ponder this. Please be ready for the morning.
Will do.
You see him kind of stand up.
What's his name again?
Eldron.
I was going to say Ermon. Eldron, okay.
Eron. And you see him start to ascend the corner staircase that kind of goes up and like that in the corner of the room. As he gets to the top, he says, I hope my assortment of pelts will make a fine sleeping bed.
I'm happy to be under your roof today. Thank you very much. You've been kind.
And he walks up the stairs. And you look around. Please roll me another perception check because you really want to take in your surroundings. He had given you 100 gold pieces for finding yesterday he gave you the 100 gold pieces for your previous task of fetching golden thread from a tailor nearby. No questions asked. Everything was very solid there. You didn't think anything was the wiser. But now with 250, so that's 350 gold pieces you have. You know, you're thinking, well, how do you feel about it? Well, don't tell me how you.
Let me say this first. I rolled a 19.
Okay.
So I am like super bloody. So I'm like taking off my shirt and then the cloth, and I'm kind of going back into my bag to like kind of bandage myself up for the night. Or more so, bandage myself up for the night just to kind of keep myself stiff so I don't move too much or overexert. And I take off my boots, and I'm like, shit. And then as I take off my boots, I notice the money again, and I kind of take a deep breath, and I'm like, it'll be worth it. Tis none but a scratch. So I put the money back in, and I kind of start to like stretch, and as I'm stretching, I'm kind of looking around the room before I lay down.
Yep.
But
and
I feel good.
And as you kind of doing your stretches before you lay down, you look and you see to your left, towards the entrance, you see a sort of rack that has several robes hanging on them. Continuing, you see several different baskets, which you can...
Are any of them red?
The robes? There is 4 sets of robes in a variety of mostly gray, black, and brown.
Okay. So I'm kind of, as an artist, I'm like...
Peeking.
More so dull.
Man.
But I'm also like, this could be cool. I like the designs, but I'm like, this guy got no swag, but it's potential.
Exactly.
Okay.
Continuing your scan, you see a basket which you can assume holds a variety of fruits and vegetables, as you can see some greenery coming out of several of them. As you continue to scan, you see where you guys were originally kind of hanging out, that sort of tea area, his little cabinet and stove per se, but it's more just like a pot that he does magic in.
Like a cauldron?
Yeah, exactly. As well as a big roaring fire, and to the either side of the fire, you see sort of like hung up in a rack sort of way, are just a mass amount of pelts. Like with your 19, you're counting at least 40 or 50 different types of animal pelts here. This is a collection. As you approach them to get a pelt to lay down, as you had witnessed Marcus do a little bit earlier with a wild boar pelt, you go up and you reach for one and have your hand kind of run across all of them. There's a variety of textures from rubbery to leathery, scaly, and the softest fuzz that you have ever felt. So what suits your fancy?
I'm not to ask a weird question. What season is it?
It's definitely going to be more towards fall into summer.
Okay. So, and this is like a warmish climate?
It's getting nippy out.
Okay. I'm not used to that. I like it a little warmer.
Yeah.
So I'm
Hot
picking...
boy. Hot boy summer.
I go for like one of the bigger ones that's fluffy. And as I feel it, I'm like, that it might be tough on my body because I'm just super hurt right now. So I'm going to pick the biggest one in size, but it could be like thinner one, like a light but big one. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So super big and light, and I'm just going to like burrito myself up, if you will.
Absolutely. You go and dig before your hand feels the pelt that you need. It's coarse, it's thick, you look at it, it's nice and tan, and it happens to be like a third larger than the second largest one. You take it down and you lay it out, and it spans, I'm going to say it's at least like an 8x5 space. And Marcus says, "Oh, mammoth fur. Luxurious. I thought you were from the Middle Earth." And Middle Earth. And I was thinking of the Middle Earth because it's going to be hot, but like, yeah, like the middle of that's what they call it, Middle Earth. That's the island chain in the middle of the Earth.
Is that not?
Yes.
Okay. We could say sub-middle. No, I'm kidding. It spoke to me, Marcus. You said it's what, though?
Mammoth?
Okay, I've heard
You know,
of
with
that.
the big woo!
I've seen them in a zoo before and on a couple of my travels, but I'm not super familiar with them.
They're very rare and exotic. They mostly hang out with giants.
Oh, do you think they've ever done mammoth fighting? As in, like, bullfighting?
Marcus kind of looks at you and he says, "What do giants do for fun anyways? They just kind of lumber around."
I think it would be fun for us to be friends with a giant. And who knows, maybe I'll come out of, and this as I'm like kind of getting ready to like lay down and tuck in. I'll say, maybe I'll be the first one to fight a mammoth.
Yeah, he says, "Yeah, maybe," before settling in and kind of tucking his chin down. Right before falling asleep, Marcus casts one last word to you as he says, "You're splitting that with me, by the way."
I'm going to say 60-40.
60-40. He's going to say, "I'll kill you," before drifting off to sleep.
If you can catch me. And I'm going to look at him. I don't know if he's looking at me, but I'm going to look at him real quick. I'm a quick guy, man. I don't think you can kill me. This is me saying this to you.
Okay. As you fall into sleep, you toss and turn. You're not falling asleep hard and fast like you normally do. But when you finally do, you find yourself in the same position that you found yourself in earlier. Running and sprinting, except this time this little pinhole of light at the top of the cave that you're chasing, that you're pursuing, is not getting larger. Your heart rate is increasing louder and louder in your ears. It's pounding, almost explosive, but it does not grow whatsoever. You turn, and behind you, you hear 1,000 of these little bone cracks and feet thumping as your mind is like recalling the sound of being chased. You turn your head, and you see this pinhole has grown not from this little guy, but to just completely outside of the dwelling that you guys were in originally. You find yourself up against the rock. You look to your right, and you do not see Marcus. You toss a quick glance back into the cave and roll me a perception check.
7.
You hear nothing. So much so that you're cautiously curious. You pop out, exposing yourself from the rock. Nothing happens for a moment. Your heart's still pounding. So you take another step, ready to face whatever is in this dwelling. As you approach the entrance, you stand tall, your cape kind of fluttering behind you, inches off the ground, before you see a little tusk. Wait. As you are charged, what do you do?
So they have, a mammoth has tusks, obviously, and it's a lot bigger than a bull is, but it's slower. So having it rush, I have a little more time. I'm going to try to, like, as it comes up, push on its tusk. Not going to push it down. It's fucking huge. But I'm going to kind of, like, roll off. So I push, my butt goes on, I'm to the back of it, and then my back brushes off against the side. You know?
Okay, please roll me an athletics check.
I'm kind of, like, nervous, but I'm excited because I'm like, I could do the bowls in my sleep. And quite literally in my sleep.
Quite
So
literally.
Like, fuck it, I could do this too. Add dex.
Yes.
13. Do I get anything for animal handling?
Yes, this is your specialty is being charged. So I'll let you roll an inspiration dice. Roll a d6.
Okay. What did I say, 13?
Yes.
Make that a 16.
Woo! With a 16, you manage to put your hand at... You're right. As you're being charged, you do your twirl. You land your hand on the tusk. You manage to completely roll off unevaded. And as you roll off the side of this mammoth, you land in a superhero stance before waking up in a puddle of your own drool.
I'm going to go, woo! Ah, dang it. I've been bull sleeping again. I don't know the term.
Marcus, like, jolts up. He's like, what? What's going on? What?
Do you remember our conversation from last night? As I'm, like, rubbing my eyes.
Oh, yeah, you said we're splitting 60-40.
Yeah, 60 my way, 40 your way. But the mammoth fighting, remember? I was just had to let him know who's big dog here, okay? I'm not fucking playing. I got art supplies.
Are you gonna go art supply shopping?
Yeah, I am. You know what? I want to get some stuff. I'm gonna say like, man, no, the mammoths though, not the money. I had an awesome dream.
Yeah, you slept on a mammoth.
Well, touche. I was gonna have a smart comeback, but you know that's he's right. I was gonna say I was having a dream about us being chased again, and then as I went to the cave, instead of you being there, it was something not as ugly but bigger, a mammoth. It kind of resembled you though.
He just kind of looks at you cross, and he's like, okay, so when we split it 70-30 after today's mission, I think we should go back to that cave and investigate.
I think that's a great plan. The only thing is 75-25 and you got a deal.
He says, this is going to be way harder than I thought. But you got, as you look around, it's very early morning. But you do manage to hear steps and creaking from above you.
Do I have my freaking health back, dude?
You do. You are fully healed.
Then as I hear the footsteps, I'm going to kind of get out of bed and take the blanket off me, and I'm going to undo the bandages that I have on.
Yes.
Disregard them, and then I'm going to, like, put them on again, but not as, like, those are kind of the, I'm blanking on the word. They're kind of to keep me stuck, so I can't
Oh,
move
like
too
splints.
much. Almost, but weaker. This is more loose and free because I like to move around.
Yes. Perfect. As you're addressing your wounds, give yourself a well-rested inspiration die.
Sweet.
I think that was a great little flavor piece, and I love that sort of shit. Like, no, I have stuff I have to attend to. So Marcus says...
I'm going to throw a sock at Marcus, too. Sorry.
Oh,
I thought about it right as you were talking. I was like, yes.
Roll to hit.
Let's see if I can hit it better than everything else. Do I add anything?
Dex.
14.
Yeah, with a 14, the sock whomps him right in the side of the face. And because you were running in your dreams, you have like nice sweaty feet. So it was a damp little... You see like spit kind of fly out of his mouth. He's like, you fucking ass. When we split this 80-20, I am so gone.
You can't get rid of me, man. You enjoy my company. Also, 85-15 deal. It just keeps getting less.
But Marcus kind of looks at you and he says, so, do we want to wait for Eldron?
If he's not down here by the time I'm done stretching, then we're waking the old man up. And as I was doing, I'm kind of You mind passing back the sock? And I'm doing like Frankensteins and whatnot. Grass sweepers.
Mm-hmm. Behind you, you hear the front door creak open. And walking in, you see, well, not walking, more like kind of old man limping. You see Eldron enter. He says, "Oh, hello, hello."
Say, good morning, sunshine. You're up early.
He says, "When you only need to sleep for an hour a night, things are relative."
Oh shit, it's because he's an elf.
Yeah, he just phased.
Well, at first I was gonna make a joke to Marcus, like, oh, because old people just fucking sleep or wake up early, but elves just don't need sleep.
No.
I'm like, wait, I knew elves like slept a little bit, but an hour really will like do it for you?
Well, as you get older, your body is growing less and needs less processing time. But he says, "Have you processed my request of going on an additional quest for me today?"
Yeah, what do you need?
He says, "Excellent. Roll me a quick perception check."
Your mom. We have 3 viewers. What's up, guys?
We have 3 views total.
Oh, 3 views. Hey, if anyone is here right now, though, our camera's right here, let me know what you guys want me to do. I'm playing as Atticus Rugraw, the human fighter. Okay, I don't remember rolling. I know I did. I want to roll again. Not to be a re-roller.
Go ahead. I'm doing something.
10. Are we doing okay on there?
Yep. I just wanted to make sure the stream health was good. No, so a 10. With it.
21 minutes. This is good.
Yeah, we're only getting a little bit of stutter. Life's pretty solid there. With a 10, you are mostly paying attention, Eldron, but you hear a little creaking from upstairs.
Yo, Pierre, you want to come up? I'm going to say, oh, you had a lady over, huh? Or a dude. We accept that in my country.
He's puzzled, and he says, "What? I live alone."
Sorry. Maybe the mice in the cupboards?
Yes.
Yes. Nasty old bat. Not what I'm saying. That's me.
That's Cole saying it?
Yeah.
I was like, you bitch.
No, I'm not. No. I'm respectful to old. Well, yeah. I'm respectful to old people. I had to think about that.
Atticus looks up at Eldron, or not Atticus. Marcus looks up at Eldron and says, "Thank you for your hospitality last night. We would be gracious to accept the last of your tasks."
Indeed.
And he's
Piggyback on that.
And he says, "So, the crown jewel for my staff has been ruthlessly ripped away." And he shows, I guess he was walking with it, the staff, and he shows you, and you can see it, there's a spot missing for this sort of polygonal sort of
The staff
gem.
that I just brought back.
Yes.
And this thing was not in there when I got it.
No.
Okay.
He says, "I noticed it's missing, and without it, my family heritage will never be complete. I will not be able to continue my bloodline, my magic transcendency."
Do you have children?
"No. I need to continue this contingency."
So who's getting your little heirloom, not heirloom?
He says, "The priesthood passes it back to the generations. Not the generations, what am I saying? Back to our community."
Quick question. Again, sorry for getting personal. I brought the staff, and you need the pendant in it. Is the string a separate thing, or does that have something to do to tie it all together?
You are wise. I am.
God.
That was a really good thing you put together, huh? He's like, "The string adorns."
Is that you saying it, or?
No, that was DM saying
Okay.
it. "The string adorns my staff, creating a handle that acts as a magical insulation, shielding me from the blowbacks of my own power."
Interesting. So you evade your attacks.
Very much so.
In your younger days, you would have been a killer bullfighter.
I do not punch bulls.
No, last night we. I don't either. That's what I'm gonna say.
Just
Warning: the stream's current bitrate is low.
it's low.
Is that okay?
It's fine. It just means we're dropping a couple frames.
Oh, sweet.
So that's more just my computer.
Okay.
Because it's slow. He says yes. The priesthood within town should be holding it within its hold. Or holding it within the... I was just playing a game and they called like everything a hold. Their treasure rooms.
What game were you playing?
Pirates. It was like a pirate game.
For sure.
But anyway, within the priesthood you can find it. However, be very cautious of those who try to dissuade you from your service.
Okay.
Some people oppose the unionization of my contingency.
Can I roll an insight?
Yes.
Sweet. 11. It's better than my other stuff.
It is better. With an 11, you believe him? You think, yeah, if he's telling me this...
Oh, shit. Sorry. I have insights my...
Okay, so it's more like a 14?
Yeah.
Yeah, so like you're listening to what he's saying and you think everything he's saying isn't a lie.
Okay.
But you don't know if it's like a full truth.
He's like... Okay, so he's just choosing his words wisely. Like, he's telling me the truth, but he's also just not telling me the full picture.
That's all I'm going to elaborate on.
Okay. So I'm kind
Well,
of...
if you had a 15, that was the major changer.
Damn. Okay. Well, hey, I got something. I don't distrust this guy, but I'm like, I want to figure out stuff on my own.
He's paid you. He's an old man. You know, he could let you sleep in his house and everything's good. He gave you some tea. He gave you some funky dreams.
Oh, the tea gave me dreams.
No, I guess, yeah.
Oh. Okay, yeah.
Oops. Spoiler. Sorry, stream.
Oh, well.
Sorry, all 2 people watching. We have all 0 comments. Yeah, for engagement.
I know. This isn't good. Normally we at least get 1. And we had viewers. I'm surprised they didn't say, hello, Cole. Hello, Wes.
Nah, nothing. It's fine. That's why I really wanted to go on Reddit.
I know. Sorry, YouTube. Not like Reddit's better or anything.
It's fine. At least our channel will be shot back at people. All right. Why don't we just hit the hour mark and call it good?
On the adventure?
Yeah, and then we can continue it like next week.
Yeah, I'm actually really...
I'm just getting kind of tired, and I got some stuff I need to take care of.
Yeah, no, I get it. So, with that, none of you guys watched, but...
We got 10 more minutes. Don't worry.
Oh, are we going to keep it going?
Yeah, we've only been live for 48. I want to round it out to a 60.
Okay, sweet.
I want a 60-minute video.
Sweet. Let's continue then. Sorry, guys, this is a preemptive ending.
Yeah, I might
have a
even
comment.
edit that out. What?
The comment was me. Anyways.
Oh my god.
So,
what's up?
Where are you sending us to this time, Edril?
He says Eldron.
Eldron, sorry.
He says, within the bowels of where the dead lay, you will find my family's pendant, as you referred to it.
We're going back to the cave?
Marcus looks at you and he says, no, I think he's talking about where the priests heal people, and I think they bury them underneath too. Eldron kind of looks and gives a gentle nod. He says, our living receives respite and rejuvenation from our deceased.
Sounds good. Is
He
there
says, that's where my family lies, and that's where my pendant lies as well.
Is there any other details you need to give us before we head out on our way for you? I'm treating my country like it's Dorne from Game of Thrones.
He says, if you ask for Priestess Undala, she will be able to show you my family's tomb. However, It is vital that she not know your true intentions.
Okay. So I'm more of a scholar asking for stuff rather than you're a worker.
He says, the act of grave robbing is very frowned upon.
Grave robbing. So you haven't had this for a while?
It had been buried with my deceased family, lost from my hands and possession.
Again, I'm a little fuzzy on the magic. Could I get
Magic?
a magic shovel, potentially?
A magic shovel. He's gonna say, my family, like I said previously, had very good financial management. They are encased in tombs underneath.
Okay. Could I still get a magic shovel?
He looks and he says, magic spade, what would you need it to do?
Garden. That's my...
I will include that as a reward for your efforts.
Sweet. Well, Marcus, I'm going to clap. I think we should head on our way.
Marcus looks at you and then looks back at Eldron and says, yeah, I think we should.
We're going to head out, and you know how you said the fruit were up there?
Yeah.
In that bowl? I'm going to try to, I'm just going to, come by and pick one up and try to throw it to the other hand before I eat it.
You just do. That's just awesome.
Okay. Yeah. Need something to get me started in the morning, man.
You hear Elrond behind you say, that was cool. As the door shuts. You're outside. It's a nice day. It's sunny. Even though it's kind of grayer and browner in this area, the foliage isn't as thick, it still is kind of beautiful.
As you say that, I'm going to check one. You said it's kind of dull around me. I'm going to take out my weapon, and as I'm appreciating the beauty, I'm going to take a couple swipes at just the surrounding area, at the grass and at the ground, and those gray leaves. I'm not going to cut. It's going to be with the blunt or the dull end of my weapon.
Oh.
And I'm going to make them green with my scimitar.
You look to your surroundings and decide this place needs more color as you take it upon yourself to spend time painting nearly each stem and each bulb of each of these sort of lacking in nourishment foliage. It just becomes brighter and green. The saturation is just through the roof right now.
I'm going to tell Marcus, I told you I never leave without my paintbrush.
And he's like, yeah, well, you should leave a mark against the enemy's throat next time instead of having to run away like we did.
They didn't have throats. And I'm not a runner. I'm an evader.
Oh, that's what we call it. You evaded all of your... oh my gosh, this could be a good lower point. You evaded all of your taxes back home, and that's why you came here to earn extra money, huh?
That's not the full story, man.
I don't want to hear the full story, but I do want to ask you, as he kind of grabs you and can push you to walk a little bit faster away from him. He's like, last night I was really on board, but I don't feel good about this Eldron guy. Or am I just being paranoid?
I feel like his intentions regarding us are fine, but something about not having family, but wanting this piece back, but he's going to give it back when he dies. I don't understand. I think, if anything, we should do a little investigation for ourselves. But he hasn't rubbed me the wrong way.
Yeah, but his intentions sound good. I mean, it makes kind of sense. I'm not magic
To be
either.
fair, he didn't tell us his intentions. He just wants it back. For it being his heirloom. We don't know what he wants to do with it.
Fuck.
You rolling bad?
I'm rolling so bad all of a sudden.
Me too. I'm not doing good.
Man.
My highest was a 19. Other than that, I'm maxing out at 11.
Marcus and Atticus are just not having fun.
We're not.
No, they're having fun, but you're just not rolling great.
Oh no, I'm saying yeah, I'm not rolling good. They're enjoying their time.
Oh no! It looks like our stream's bitrate has just been too
Yeah,
low.
I
We
was
might be
kinda
lagging.
peeking at it. It's going slow. I'm trying to move my shoulders.
Let's try. Ah! It's lagging every once in a while, but not like consistently. Okay. Interesting. I'm not gonna cut this from the VOD.
Yeah, we're done in a couple minutes anyway. So,
Yeah,
what does Marcus have to say? Marcus Smart.
Marcus,
player.
in this particular moment, is not too bright. And he says, I don't know. Do you think we should just kill him?
I don't know if we should kill him.
Right. That was a joke. I mean, we're not like that, but I mean,
If push comes to shove, though, Marcus,
you could just push or shove him off of his roof, old man.
True, but he also has this magic, and I'm not the best at evading it. It's not a physical thing, but I think you and I could totally take him. So let's keep our whereabouts.
I got you.
Can I roll an insight on Marcus?
Yeah.
Not that I think he's bad, but what I want to know, or rather an invest, whatever you want me to roll.
Yeah, no, roll an insight and then ask any question.
Okay. You wouldn't believe it. Nat 20!
Woo!
Oh, what's up? Oh, wait, can't keep looking at the TV. What's up, Kamani? Thanks for joining
Thank
the
God.
stream. I roll a nat 20, and I want to know, I've been fine with him for a while, but I don't know. I want to see if is he just doing this for money, or does he actually have kind of good intentions overall? Like, he won't do anything for money, you know?
So, when you started mercenarying in the areas over, the lands over, one of the first, not like the first, but like 10 or 15 jobs in, you actually did save his life. So he's not necessarily indebted to you, but he feels highly compelled to help you see your vision through.
Okay.
His life wasn't doing great before that. It was very much, I'm going to be working the rest of my life, labor, XYZ, and then when the mine collapsed, you got him out. Life is all good.
And the other thing, this might just be more for me, not him. What class is he? Because you said he's a half orc, but he's a pretty smart guy, and I can't tell if he's like...
He's a fighter as well.
Okay.
Simply because he was not a hero until he started journeying with you.
So it's not like he has like all these years of being a monk built up. Or
No. He is
his perception, or at least understanding of Arcana better.
Not necessarily. He's a peon in almost every sense of the word. He just lived his normal life, went to work,
Okay.
and then never had a family.
Gotcha. I assumed he was smarter than me in magic because it's not my strong suit, but okay. So he's not dumb, but same thing as me, like...
He's very intuitive. He understands situations, and he's good at reading people, but he's not good at doing anything with that info.
Okay, cool. That makes sense. Okay, yeah. And then with that, I'm just going to continue on where we're going and talking to him.
You guys are going to sort of join back in that main sort of mess and trees of paths.
I'm done swiping, by the way. There's people around, so I kind of want to...
Yeah, you do hop on the main run. There aren't anybody like on the outskirts of town, but as you enter, you see a great mixture of humans and high elves, sort of living peacefully. You see them kind of walking, holding their baskets. You see children kind of playing as well, because it's a nice day.
You said a whole bunch of elves? This is what this city is?
As you are getting down into this little... I'm not going to say like it's a town. It's a little bit bigger than a town, but it has that sort of aesthetic to it. You're kind of walking through. Please give me a quick perception check.
For sure. And with that perception check, what's up, Basil? Thank you for joining. Got a 17.
Oh, really? As you kind of walk through, you see the main road is going to be paved well. It's going to be rocked over. With this perception, I'm going to say that you actually understand the history of this region. A lot of this architecture, as you're looking, is actually ancient from past dwarves and other great builders. You see that this rock and stone has been carved and transported here. This is not natural, and the people who live here, the inhabitants, did not build these buildings. They merely just kind of took them back over, finding them in ruins initially.
So they kind of
quote-unquote ruins.
repurposed.
Exactly.
Sweet. With that, what's up, Ramir? Got a couple people. Hey, guys. Thank you for joining.
You guys are joining us right at the very end. It's so awesome.
We're ending in a couple minutes and everyone's here. But we appreciate it regardless. You guys are awesome.
We do.
So I'm looking at these buildings. We're old. One might say a 1940s house. People are repurposing it for their own stuff. Dude,
exactly.
As my character is like a whole artist, the whole thing like that. So he's like, this is cool. Like, taking people's previous art and they're kind of doing their own thing.
You'd love it,
and
honestly.
Recycling. Yeah, I'm with this.
Marcus is looking side to side as you're just like, whoa.
Are the colors more potent in this part of the city? Are they not?
Yes, they're definitely more potent. You can tell that this area went through a period of death and dying, and everything kind of died out. But now you are in the generation of lush and life and vitality for this area. So. Okay. It's a weird dichotomy seeing these like super harsh walls that are sort of dark and blackened, but then also the green life right next to it.
Okay.
You hear children kind of laughing as you guys are looking, and they run along next to you. Marcus leans in and says, "Now would be a great time for a brew."
Yeah, and we could definitely poke around and hear what people think of the old wizard man.
He says, "I'd have one of those." You kind of see what seems to be sort of like a food stall, but that it's permanent and it's kind of it extrudes sort of into the walkway, but you can see that there's people standing like sipping this like ale the same way you would tea.
Okay, yeah.
So it is like a little conglomeration of, I'd say, 10 people.
I'm gonna try to, it's getting more dense because it's a bunch of people there, so I'm gonna kind of like shoulder my way in. I got the footwork.
Yeah.
And is there a line?
No line.
Okay.
You just see a very fat dragonborn who has he has horns that are nice and curly and all that, but then he also has a horn coming out of his chin that curls up.
Almost like a goatee.
Exactly.
That's sweet. And he's working the stand?
Yeah, he's working it and he's smoking.
Say, hey, how's it going, man?
Not too bad. I got a pretty good load right here. I'm going to have to make another batch coming tonight, but...
You guys just got ale or beer? What is it, ale?
Yep.
You got any special or specialties, or is it just the regular?
He says, everything I cook is regular, but I can put an extra hit of rocket in there for you.
Do I know rocket?
Roll history.
Okay. Dude, why are the rolls good when they're going to hit? History's what? Until, I don't know, like 18, 17, some shit like that.
Oh, yeah. So, rocket is essentially a shot of espresso, but it's infused with some Fey, so you get just a little bit of, like, a light and airy sensation.
Uh-huh.
You don't trip, necessarily, but things become more sensitive, or you become more sensitive to your outside.
Yeah. I'm saying, I've been hearing about this, but I couldn't find a spot. I've been busy the past couple days. Yeah, fucking do it, dude.
Awesome. Double rockets to the moon, boys.
Appreciate it. I'm going to throw whatever the price is. And I'll throw a couple extra, like, bronze shinglings or whatever the hell.
Yeah, you toss him just 10 silver.
Sweet.
Just because you tipped him really nicely.
I appreciate it. How's the town been recently? I'm going to stay here because, you said there's no line.
Yeah, he says, business is good, trade is good.
City looks like it's on the come up.
He says, it's not going anywhere, but it's not going away. He says, I really wish people healing lately, but...
Is it a lack of healers or the neglection of the president with the pandemic going on?
He says, I don't know. No one will take a look at this. And he places like a hoof on the cart. And he's like, you see that? And you see like the hoof is actually like chipped and like kind of bleeding and like pussing. And you can like see it beating. He's like, yeah, no one can take a look at it. The fucking healers is too busy.
I'm going to like look at my drink and think if I want to drink. But I'm like, fuck, this is good. So but I'd be like, shit. So it's just a lack of them. You can't.
So now, by the way, you have advantage on your next perception roll.
Okay, sweet. I'm gonna say, well, shit, you should. They definitely shouldn't leave it out like that. I'm no doctor or anything, but I knew back in my days when I would get hurt or whatnot, you should really bandage it up and just be easy on it.
He says, bandage it? How can I bandage the circle? I've just been doing this. And you see he gets a big clear bottle out. And goes,
Is he pouring? Is he pouring his ale on it?
Oh, yeah. And like all in front of you, you smell just pure alcohol. You can make an insight guess that it was like a bunch of rocket.
That guy's intense. Is he behind the stand?
Yeah.
Is there a way for me to get behind?
Like get behind him?
Yeah, or get behind the stand, not like.
Oh yeah, you can kind of walk behind the stand, but you're gonna hit like a tree. Like in old forests, how they have like a ridge that's like 6 feet, 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's that sort of like tree line ridge sort of thing.
I'm gonna try to like. You fuck it, dude. I'm gonna hop over.
Okay, so you're just gonna like hop up on there.
Yeah.
Awesome. So now you're like on this little thing, and you're kind of. Wait.
So I hop over the
bar.
thing he just put his foot on. Yes.
Oh. Okay. You hop over the bar.
And then I'm gonna take out my bandages and be like I said, I don't really, you still should get this checked out, but holy shit, be easy on it, dude.
Roll a persuasion check.
Fuck. 19.
A 19 is pretty good. Yeah, a 19. He says, all right, fine. And he lets you do it.
So you got a stool back here?
No, he's sitting on his ass. He's just so big in his belly.
Oh, no, I was asking if there's a stool here.
Oh.
In his little work area?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, I was going to say, yeah, dude, you should definitely not be on your feet. You're going to get it fucked.
And he's like, well, somebody's supposed to stand on your feet. They're there for a reason.
You got me there. So how long have you been in the town, though?
Oh, I've been in town almost my entire life. Came here goddamn 40, 50 years ago. It's fine. I get a lot of juniper, so I can make any sort of spirits I please.
Has the that's good. Has the lack of like the whatever the fuck the healers that's been a thing for a minute?
It just means some of the good folk leave, some of the riffraff come. Yeah.
Yeah, shit.
He's like, he kind of looked at you. He says, "Oh, he doesn't care."
Doesn't care?
No, he doesn't care.
No.
He was I was gonna make him ask a question, but I'm like, does he care? No, he does not.
Fair. Well, this shit was pretty good. We might be back on our way. I'll try to do what I can to fix things around here.
He said,
as long as I get paid.
He says, yeah. What's your name again?
Atticus. What's yours?
Atticus. My name is Grog.
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 Marcus looks and says, Grog.
What the fuck? Okay. I can kind of tell what kind of guy, so I'm going to spit in my hand and put it out for like a handshake.
Without hesitation, slaps, grabs your hand. Thwomp, thwomp. He's just so big, and he's like, you know what? You can that one's on the house. Next one's on the house. My foot is feeling better already. You what is this? A bandage? Interesting. I always thought that was like witchcraft.
No, trust me, magic is not my forte ground. This is just some fancy paper.
He looks at you and says, Graug. And Marcus says, Graug.
Graug.
He's like, this is my magic right here.
Amen. Or whatever the fuck amen would be over there. By the gods. Whatever.
By the gods.
But as that, I'm going to walk away and kind of do the wave where you're looking away. Say, hey, well, don't hurt yourself anymore, man. As I'm like walking away.
You kind of walk into the middle of traffic, and you can see that they're down the way. We got like a straightaway main street, ancient town. You see a couple approaching wagons, but for all intents and purposes, just trade. And now you guys are just kind of in the middle of the street, literally in the middle of the town. And I think that would be kind of a good spot to kill it.
Yeah.
Because that leaves it open really well for next time.
Sweet. Got a little intel. I didn't really know what to ask. I was just kind of getting a feel for the world.
No, that's basically it.
Yeah.
No, so thank you anybody who tuned in. Thank you anybody who's currently watching, and thank you anybody who managed to watch and stick through this whole VOD. We appreciate you over here at Rolling Deep. We really do. Go ahead and check out our channel. We have a bunch of awesome other D&D videos. If you like this type of video, we have all sorts of long-form content. Otherwise, Dogs versus Octopus or Etsy gifts.
Yeah, man, you guys should definitely check out. We're back posting. We've been busy, but more content coming soon. But if you're like, holy shit, I miss these guys so much. We got 30 damn, why does Kassar join at the end? What's up, buddy? We got like 30 videos that we did in a row. Fucking check it out. And the
We're literally signing off, you guys.
Dude, you guys, perfect timing. But since you're here, go check the other 30 videos. We posted a whole bunch. They're really good. They're short. Cole, teach me D&D. Dude, we'll make a video on any questions you have. Let me know. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Yada, yada, yada. We appreciate it. And we will see you a lot more recently than we have been. It won't be another 2-month little skit. It'll probably be a week.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Peace out, mofos. For real, gotta teach us. Damn.
And we're done.
I think